Uh, welcome. Yeah. Chatbox communications. Feel free to utilize the chat to communicate quietly during the meeting. Show support of our speakers with jazz hands or choose the reaction emoji located at the bottom of the screen to the right of the chat box. Speakers, it is recommended that you pin the timer to help with the time management of your speech. Speakers, if you have not done so prior to today's meeting, please send a brief introduction to your Toastmaster and your title. Speech time and objectives should be sent to your evaluators via email or Outlook. Some gentle reminders about Zoom etiquette. Mute yourself when not speaking, and please be mindful of your personal background spaces. Let us begin with the club mission. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Toastmasters. Toastmasters, please welcome our Toastmaster to
We'll have some technical difficulties, so give us 1 minute to fix the screen. Should be HDMI 4. All right. Oh. Yay! All right. Go ahead. Introduce.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Liu and I'm your president for the 2024-2025 season. Today I would like to introduce our District 43 Club Growth Director, Ms. Shirley Kiles. Please welcome her to the lecture.
Thank you to Toastmaster Lou and incoming president of the Memphis Gavel Club. It is my pleasure and honor to be here to assist in the installation of new officers for the coming year. Is the past president's present? Will the past president please stand? Or wave your hand. As past president of the Memphis Gavel Club, you are discharged from all further duties and responsibilities as an officer of the club. However, you do remain as the immediate past president as support to the incoming leaders for the next year. Toastmaster Lou, as president of the Memphis Gavel Club, your responsibility as an officer is to lead the leaders of your team, support the leaders, to provide resources to the leaders in your club. Do you accept this charge?
I do.
Thank you. Will the Vice President of Education please come forward? Let's see her name. There's Anna, I can't see the full name. There's something covering it up.
Oh. Isaac Jefferson. Right, okay, I'm gonna move this out a little bit. How about this?
That looks like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. As Toastmaster Jefferson, as Vice President of the Memphis Gavel Club, your role is to ensure that the members schedule their speeches, complete their education project, and serve as a resource for questions about the education program and such events as speech contests and the club and the programs for the club. You are an important source of knowledge for the club members, and it's your job to be familiar with all of the aspects of the education program for them. Do you accept this charge?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Accept it. Thank you. And now will the Vice President of Membership come forward? Toastmasters.
His absence today.
Okay, we will. Would you like me to still go forth with the description? So, as Vice President of Membership, Toastmaster Chen's responsibility is to promote and manage and bring in guests and new members into the club. By initiating such contact and making members feel welcome when they do arrive at the club and providing them with the necessary information to help them consider joining the club, and also to help maintain a constant influx of new members that may come into the club and monitor that membership as well and create strategies to bring in members. And we welcome Toastmaster Chen as our VP of Membership. Toastmaster Zhu, as Vice President of Public Relations, your role is to bring in members from the local community or local schools and create media existence about the Gavel Club. You promote the club using various contents, perhaps as social media, and you want to identify certain avenues to bring in members. As Vice President of Public Relations, you may find yourself creating articles and newsprints for the club. So your job is to attract the members. Please welcome Toastmaster Zhu as Vice President of Public Relations.
Tim is online, so.
He's online.
Again.
Oh, okay. Toastmaster Zhu, do you accept the responsibilities of the Vice President of Public Relations? Thank you. And next, the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Wu. As a Sergeant at Arms, you are the keeper of the property of the club, and you have the responsibility of making sure that the setup of the room is ready to achieve any members for the club, care for all of the property and make sure that's accounted for and kept in working condition. This is a very critical role for your Gavel Club because you want to be ready to start your clubs on time with the proper equipment and to make sure that all equipment is working and available to everyone. Toastmaster Wu, do you accept the responsibilities of the Sergeant at Arms?
Yes, I do.
Welcome. Now, collectively, you are a group, you are a team. And one of the critical factors of being a team is working together to achieve the objectives of the clubs, to achieve the goals of the club. Making sure that everyone has the resources, all the members have the resources that they need to achieve their goals. So you are a collective group. Will everyone agree that as a collective group, you will hold the Gavel Club and keep the Gavel Club to its mission and help in achieving that mission collectively?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. To the immediate past president, you still remain an active member of the leadership team. Your role now is to advise and counsel with the new leadership team. being a helpful resource to them and helping them achieve their goals. Immediate past president, will you continue to support the current leadership of the Gavel Club?
I will.
Congratulations to all of you. I do look forward to meeting you in person. I didn't know that you were so close to me. I'm probably 2 miles from you. I look forward to meeting you and joining your club sometime very soon. And thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ms. Collins, for that induction ceremony. We will now move on to the meeting proper, and I will start by introducing our Toastmaster for today, Imara. Please welcome to the left.
I will be your Toastmasters for today, and I would like to introduce our grammarian, Mr. Xavier.
All right. Thank you for that. So today, as your grammarian, I will be keeping track of all of your word usage, such as your filler words, such as us, us, ands, likes, etc. And as the grammarian, the word of the day, let me announce it for you all. It is efficiency. The definition: the quality of achieving the largest amount of useful work as using as little energy, fuel, effort, etc. So hopefully we get some word usages of the day, and at the end of the meeting, I will relay everybody's word counts and word usage. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
I will now introduce the timer, Mr. Taylor.
Good afternoon. As the timer, it is my job to keep track of time. For speeches that are 5 to 7 minutes in length, at the 5-minute mark, my background will turn green. At the 6-minute mark, my background will turn yellow. And at the 7-minute mark, my background will turn red. Once it turns red, speakers, you have 30 seconds to conclude your remarks. Then for table topic responses. Table topic responses are from 1 to 2 minutes. At the 1-minute mark, my background will turn green. At the 1.5-minute mark, my background will turn yellow. And at the 2-minute mark, my background will turn red. Again, you have 30 seconds to conclude your remarks. Then for the evaluations. Evaluations are from 2 to 3 minutes. At the 2-minute mark, my background will turn green. At the 2.5-minute mark, my background will turn yellow. And at the 3-minute mark, my background will turn red. Like before, you have 30 seconds to conclude your remarks. That's the role and responsibility of the timer. And when called upon at the end of the meeting, near the end of the meeting, I will give my timer's report. Back to you, Adam.
So now I will introduce the evaluator for the first speech, which is Tim.
So first up, our first speaker, which is Eric. I believe this is your speech, which is your body speaks. So for speech, I will be evaluating your body language, which will include your body, your posture, gestures, body movement, eye movement, and also facial expressions. I will also be evaluating you on your preparation and your organization of your speech. And your for Eric's speech, it would be about the history of the gun. So I will let us all welcome him up to the.
All right, so my speech is on Pagani, which is like an Italian car brand. I'm sure Isaac knows about it. So my first slide, can you like pull it up on the TV? Because I sent it to Tim.
I send it to Tim.
Yeah, like on email.
Okay.
If you could like share the screen.
everybody see this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see it.
Okay, so history of Pagani, dreams to hypercar reality. Pagani automobile came into existence in 1992 by an Argentine-Italian engineer, Horacio Pagani, who wanted to develop the supreme sports car. The working period of Pagani at Lamborghini went through the making of carbon fiber, which was his biggest contribution to the company. This eventually turned out to be a great exposure for him, and from which the idea came that led him to focus a lot on the use of avant-garde materials in the construction of cars. The challenges he faced at Lamborghini made him decide on solo projects. He therefore founded Modena Design in the early 1990s, a company specializing in the production of carbon fibers who supplied the components to the high-end car manufacturers. It wasn't long before Pagani started the most mind-boggling and groundbreaking works. Zonda, the hypercar that shocked the world. During the Geneva Motor Show in 1999, the Zonda C12 was released by Pagani, which was a fantastic achievement of the company and was the first production model to car lovers across the world it was admired by. Not simply an ordinary car, it was a beast with a certain touch and one to whom one refers to as the Zonda, has surpassed technology and fusion with art, making the tremendous devotion rather than pure passion the primary thing. A 12-cylinder engine from Mercedes-Benz was used in the Zonda, which was a structure made of carbon fiber without a cover. That was both lightweight and stiff at the same time. This philosophy is a real reflection of Horacio Pagani's commitment to combining the company's engineering and design, as it has been said in the preceding parts. Zonda's F, Zonda Cinque, and the more vibrant Zonda track car were among those created over time. To be specific, the Zonda R was a new element that prevailed over previous models, and in addition to that, being produced in limited succession. The Zonda is still the best choice among other luxury cars, even when it might add a new technology and a calm. As a matter of fact, people still see it as the number one car in the world. The Huayra, taking flight. The Huayra, named after the Incan god of wind, was presented in 2011 by Pagani. The Huayra put hypercar technology in the spotlight, as it could be moved around even more dynamically, with active aero and a twin-turbo Mercedes-AMG V12 engine. The Huayra surpassed the Zonda not only in terms of speed and power, but also in terms of the luxurious interior that was as meticulously designed as the car's body. The active aerodynamic system of the car was able to move certain parts of the car's body in real time, thereby improving the airflow and thus achieving maximum performance and stability. The Huayra, which was a recipient of the Car of the Year award, was sooner demanded by car collectors and car buffs, including the one which was among the limited editions. Artistry and engineering. One of the best worldwide entities for their manufacturing processes is Pagani Vehicles, so that the for which art and engineering merge in the vehicle according to Horacio Pagani's philosophy. The company is a small team of expert craftsmen who handcraft each car and pay great attention to the details. From the very first second of the inside being assembled to the last moment of the outside being shaped, every little detail of the car has been carefully considered. Artwork craft can be manifest in the utilization of state-of-the-art materials such as carbon fiber and titanium, which not only improve the performance, but also bring out stunning visual designs. Thus, inclusion of performance and aesthetics. Pagani uses a unique fusion of production and creative design as a status symbol for many collectors. Collaborations and exclusivity. During the time, Pagani has worked with well-known artists, designers, and brands to come up with a unique special edition in a one-off model. Such cooperation are known to be the products of the fusion of different art styles as well as superb engineering. For instance, the Zonda tricolor, which was specially crafted on the Italian's flag 150th anniversary, was designed with an incredible paint job that is delightful. These special editions not only contribute to Pagani's status as a highly sought-after brand of vehicles, but also allow the identification of new brand creativity and ingenuity. Every time a collaboration takes place, the company becomes even richer in its activities, and we are given an infinite number of possibilities to the car's design. Pagani's legacy, art and motion. The Italian luxury car manufacturer Pagani Automobile has solidified itself as one of the brands that are well known for the production of hypercars. Incredible pieces of art were not only created by Pagani, but also including the vehicles produced. Every Pagani hypercar is made with extreme attention to every detail as it is hand-built, and it shows the brand's meticulousness in craftsmanship and finishing. Horacio Pagani breaks the custom with the use high-performance materials like carbon titanium, which is a big advantage in reducing the weight of the materials and makes them stronger at the same time. Ultra-modern design solutions like the Pagani cars, which having the neat and aggressive lines that capitalize on the airflow, provide a magnified artistic appeal. The likes of the Huayra Roadster and another Zonda HP Barchetta strictly belong to the genre of vehicles that offer new ideas. The company has been able to increase its vehicles' individuality by not producing many of them, and thus it has raised the level of exclusivity and desire for the Paganis among the car collectors. Possession of a Pagani is identified with not only the honor, but also with a belief in the idea of craftsmanship and luxury. The brand has also been closely working with established artists and designers, thus it has become a true innovator in the automotive sector. In the last analysis, Pagani may be identified by its singular commitment to acknowledge no less than the highest standards of perfection through boundless creativity and sustained efforts to make cars into art items. Every latest product from the manufacturer reveals a brilliant combination of scientific and artistic qualities, thereby establishing Pagani as an iconic name in the automotive industry. And here's some pictures of the Pagani cars. And that's it.
Now I will introduce the second evaluator for the second speech, which is Kate Wu. For the second evaluator.
You're evaluating Miss Anna's icebreaker.
Hi. Today I will be evaluating Miss Anna's icebreaker. I will be evaluating it for structure, and I will make notes of what I think is good and what you can improve on. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Katie. Well, first of all, thank you, Eric, for giving us a history of Pagani. That's one awesome looking car. Yeah, and I want to give you a history of Toastmasters. I know y'all know about Toastmasters, but how many of you have heard, noticed or read the history of this great organization? Probably not, right? Who care about history? Nobody like a history subject except Katie. So today I want to tell you this organization is actually 100 years old. The first Toastmasters meeting was held in October 1924. So this month is exactly 100 years. The founder's name is Ralph Smetley. Yeah, it took me a while to come together that whole name. But Mr. Smetley, he was the director of the YMCA in the Bloomington, Illinois. He was a director over there in that YMCA location, and he saw the need for the young man in the community to be able to give a speech in the public and also be able to conduct a meeting. So he thought, we need to have a meeting and train this young man. And everybody just thrilled about that idea. So the first meeting they had the people from YMCA, and they had a great meeting. And since then, they regularly have a meeting every week. But unfortunately, after Mr. Smetley moved his job to Santa Ana, California YMCA, that club disbanded. Just nobody took the leadership and continued that club. And needless to say, that club never really flourished. After Mr. Smetley moved to Santa Ana, California YMCA, he wanted to try it again. So he put an ad in the newspaper, and guess what? A dozen men showed up in that first meeting, and he kept on doing it every week. And quickly, surrounding cities request him to help them build a club. And he kept on traveling to the surrounding cities and helped them build a club. But after 5 years, he realized this is too much for him. He cannot go to all these clubs and help out. So he started to write menus and do the trainings. He trained the leaders in those clubs. And then the leaders of those clubs, they will share the ideas with each other and train the members in those clubs. So it really is the train the trainer kind of approach. So that's how Toastmasters started. And then after years, the clubs, the organization started to have women members and expanded to the overseas. And now we have 146 countries in Toastmasters International Organization. So looking in that history, what I felt is that leadership is very important. Why Bloomington, Illinois, lost the opportunity to become the birthplace of Toastmasters? Because after Mr. Smedley left, there was no leader. So we have to have a strong leader to make sure the club can be put in a good hand. But second of all, what's more important than the leader is the system to create leaders. So you are all here, you will become a future leaders. But do we have a system to train you become the future leader? That's the question that always in my mind. How can we train each one of you to become a future leader? Now we have this, I have to say, this club has the strongest leaders I have ever seen since this club started in 2022. I want to say special thank you to our president, Michael. He was the past VP Education. He trained Isaac to be the current VP Education. And Isaac has done a great job sending out the agenda every week, even on the late Friday night. Awesome job. Let's not forget our Tim, VP Public Relations. He sent out meeting recap with the recording link right after our meeting, right, on Sundays. Those are, what do I say, flawless execution. As the leader, you just do your job right, on the right time. Flawless execution. Let's not forget about everybody here. Everybody here, you participate in the meeting. You speak. You do the meeting role and other club officer roles. So I want to say thank you to every one of you for doing such an awesome job so far this year. But in order for this organization, this youth club to prosper, let's think about how you can train yourself better. We will have a good system to train you, but you will have to step forward and take that role, the responsibility. So, all right, so think about that. And I'm sure we will do a better job even in the second half of the semester. All right, thank you so very much. Back to you, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Ms. Hannah. That was a wonderful speech. And now I will introduce the table topic master, Isaac.
All right, thank you for that, Toastmaster Amara. Before I start, I would like to give a quick summary of what table topics are to our newer members. So basically, they are just quick, on-the-spot speeches on random topics that you just They'll call you up, ask you a question, then you'll get up here and answer. So for instance, if I was to ask Michael if he had to choose between tacos or nachos, which one would you choose? He'd just come up here and answer it on the spot with a 1 to 2 minute speech. Now, starting off, if you had to live, if you had to live without movies or shows, which one would you choose? And that one is for Eric.
So the question was, would I rather live without movies or shows? As an Asian, I don't really have time to watch movies or shows, but when I do have time, I'm usually just watching movies with my friends. And with that reason, I would probably choose movies. And it's also just more fun and easy to watch instead of having to wait for new seasons or episodes to come out. While I could just watch 4 hours of a movie or 3 hours of a movie at once with my friends. So if I could choose between movies or TV shows, I would probably choose movies.
All right, Eric, thank you for that. This next one is for Michael. What is your least favorite subject in school and why?
Now, although I'm in a speaking club, it might be a surprise to some of you that my least favorite subject in school is English. First of all, English is a second language to me, so I never got really good at it in the first place. Second of all, writing is my absolute nemesis. I hate doing it. To me, writing is a subjective form of art in which somehow everything is correct, but nothing is correct except when the teacher says it is. That's why I hate writing so much, is I have to cater my piece to the taste of each of my English teachers throughout the years. My writing style has changed as many times as I've gone to school in years. In addition, I'm currently a senior. So, as many of you know, I'm currently dealing with the application process to colleges, which means I have to write a bunch of essays to people I don't even know called admissions officers who have to decide the rest of my life based on a couple hundred words. This is a painful process. How can I sum up my life in an interesting way in such a short amount? In addition, how can I sell myself to these people so that they would accept me into their institution? Thus, writing is a subject that I've deliberated a lot upon, and I also spend immense amount of time trying to perfect my essays. The headaches that I've gotten from these struggles has definitely caused me to see English as my least favorite subject in school. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Our next question is for Irvin. What do you think is a good amount of screen time for the average teenager to have, and why?
The question is, what do I think is a good amount of screen time for a teenager to have? Well, as a teenager myself, if you want to check my iPad records, it is because it's fall break. I currently have 12 hours of screen time per day. But on an average school day, not counting that we have to use Chromebooks at school to do our projects and things, I get like an hour per day, which I think is acceptable for all people, unless they just don't sleep. And there's some pros and cons to setting it at the 1 hour mark. The con is you won't get as much enjoyment. I think we need a lot of that. And think about this. You can't really contact your friends at home without using up screen time. But a pro is you don't have to wear glasses. Because according to research, screens are bad for your eyes. And these are the reasons why I think that screen time should be an hour for teenagers.
All right, thank you for that, Irvin. Would you all like to participate?
Go ahead. Yeah, pick one. Come over.
All right.
I know that was a good last one. He should have been this one.
What is your least favorite thing to do in your free time? Or actually, wait a minute. What is your least favorite chore around the house and why?
Get up.
My least favorite chore to do around the house is mowing the lawn because it takes a lot of time and effort compared to the other chores that I usually do, such as putting the dishes away, vacuuming, things like that. So mowing the lawn, it takes a lot of effort. I'm out in the heat usually if it's the summer, so it takes a lot of time and effort, and it's just a lot of physical effort that I'd rather not do. So that's why it's my least favorite chore. Yes.
At least you do it.
All right. This next one is for Kate. Would you rather have 20 feet of hair or 20 feet arms?
The question was, would I rather have 20-foot long arms or 20-foot long hair? And the choice would probably be having 20-foot long hair because I can just cut it all off. And it's not just like that much of a permanent thing. Then I could sell it, and then I could go to China and sell it for like $20. So I would make money off having 20-foot long hair. As well, having 20-foot long arms isn't really efficient. Like I could totally grab his water bottle, but I would have to just like stand away from everything and barely be able to see anything to do anything. So yeah, I would rather have 20-foot long hair rather than 20-foot long arms, and that's why. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that, Kate. This next one is for Imara. Would you rather live without internet for the rest of your life or live without AC for the rest of your life?
A C?
AC, like air conditioning.
Oh.
No heat, no,
Would I rather live with no internet or with no air conditioning? I'll probably choose no air conditioning because with internet, you need internet to do everything. And if you don't, then how would you function in life? But with AC, you could crack a window at nighttime because it's cold at night. But I feel like in the summertime, you would have to just suffer a bit and just like wear shorts and a tank top like all day. But I think it'll be worth it considering that you'll have entertainment to keep you busy or have your mind off of having no air conditioning. That's what I would choose.
All right, thank you for that, Amara. Would you like to do one?
Sure.
What's your name?
I liked her to answer, John.
All right, Mr. John, would you rather live without a computer for the rest of your life or live without your phone for the rest of your life?
Question was, would you rather live without a computer or live without a phone? I would rather live without a computer, although there's many items on there, as you have said, the internet and everything else. You can create documents, you can look at websites. The phone is the primary source of me contacting my family, and it's essential to reach out and get others, whether it be a 911 call or just talking with people. The internet, it seems like every time there's a website or a portal, I have to create a username and a password, and I have a whole list on a spreadsheet with usernames and passwords, which I'm getting very tired of doing. My phone, everyone's number is saved in there. I just pick it up and I hit their face and it calls them. So all I need to do is talk to somebody, I don't need to do anything else. I'm getting tired of it. And we did survive without the internet. Somehow I made it to this age of my life without the internet. But if I had to do without it, I would be just fine. Thank you.
All right. For this last one, I am going to.
This is Mia. That Hannah. Mia. Amira.
All right. Mia, what do you think is the most useless job anyone can have and why?
This is Mia.
The most useless job?
Most useless, what do you think is the most useless job?
I guess the most useless job would be a politician, because if I want comedy on TV, I would just go find a stand-up comedian to watch instead of watch these people argue about our country's problems and whatever. I'm not exactly sure what they do, but if it's just what I see on TV, then I don't think we really need them. Thank you.
Excellent.
All right, this concludes our table topics.
Thank you.
Now I will introduce the timer reports from Mr. Horace Taylor.
Thank you so much. Okay, so for today's timers report, the first speaker today, Eric, spoke on Pagani, spoke for 7 minutes, 26 seconds. He was followed up with the icebreaker speech by distinguished Postmaster Anna. She spoke for 6 minutes and 42 seconds. Then we got into those wonderful table topic sessions. Eric came back with 36 seconds. It's on the front end, right? As the timer, right, my job is to help guide you, at least from a time standpoint, when you're doing your table topics response. So my screen will turn green once you hit the 1 minute mark, and your responses should be from 1 to 2 minutes. So if you don't get the green background, you should still keep talking, at least till you get that green background. So now, let me get back in it. Eric spoke for 36 seconds, then Michael followed him with 1 minute and 22 seconds. Irvin came back with 1 minute 20 seconds. I think he was talking about screen time being 1 hour. I didn't get the fourth person's name, but she spoke for 35 seconds. Then Kate followed with 1 minute. Then Imara spoke for 41 seconds. Then Mr. John came back with 1 minute exactly. And Mia spoke for a wonderful 48 seconds, saying, as politicians, we are useless. No. Back to you, Mel.
Now I'll introduce the general evaluator.
I did get to say this at the start, but as general evaluator, my job is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I'll take notes on everything that happens and doesn't happen. I'll evaluate each participant on the meeting program and look for good examples of participation, organization, diversity, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. At the end of the meeting, I'll give my report, which is right now. Before the meeting, the room and equipment is set up on time. All the guests were welcomed on arrival, and all guests were informed on the meeting format. I don't know what the preceding officer is. The meeting did not start on time, but everyone did get introduced if they had a role, except for me. The Toastmaster was properly introduced, and we did have a wonderful ceremony. The Toastmasters filled all roles prior to the meeting. We did that on a spreadsheet. The Toastmaster introduced and explained the meeting's theme. No, they didn't do that. The Toastmaster properly introduced everyone but me. 4 roles. I didn't get to introduce the grammarian. I didn't, and the grammarian prepared at a long time. The grammarian introduced the word of the day. The word of the day was challenging, appropriate, and fitting for the theme of the meeting. Okay, I did not introduce the timer. The timer.
Introduce the evaluators.
That's not on here.
Oh. Okay, then keep on.
The timer was prepared, and they introduced their role. And what's the counter?
You will introduce the grammarian, and she's also the accountant. The grammarian is here, Xavier. Yeah. So when you stand up, you will ask for a grammarian support, and then ask the evaluation from the 2 evaluators, and then you give the general.
I did it in the wrong order.
Yeah. First timer. Yeah, everybody has
no worries.
being a first timer.
Yeah, let's just check that first. I'll like the grammarian report first. I'll finish up later.
All right, thank you, Mr. General Evaluators. So first up, so I didn't have them exactly in order, but first person I ever done it was Michael. I didn't get any filler words from him, neither from Mr. Tim. Eric had 1 I counted during his speech, but he had a little bit of stuttering here and there throughout his speech. Next up, we had Kate with the 1 usage of the word of the day. Didn't catch any filler words from her. Then Miss Anna, I caught 2 and 1 during your speech. Isaac, I didn't catch any filler words. Amara, he had a but so like on top of each other. So 1. Irvin, you had 2 and then the third speaker on the table topics, I believe, is the least favorite chore. I didn't catch your name, but I didn't catch any filler words for you. And Mr. John, you had 1 and 2 Mia, I didn't catch any filler words from you. And Mr. Horace, I only had 2 and 1 so now. And with that, I'd like to turn it back over to our general evaluator.
And then you introduce the first evaluator.
Okay, evaluator.
And that's Tim.
Next for the first evaluator, Tim.
Thank you. So I'm evaluating Eric's speech. Supposedly this was his speech about your body language, so I was evaluating it to his body language. So first off, we have the topic selection, which was about the history of Pagani, and I will say that you had a very thoroughly prepared slideshow, and you had a lot of information. It was a very good information-packed slideshow, and it was, I'd say, pretty well prepared. One thing I might recommend you do on your slides is to, instead of writing paragraphs and a lot of words, make bullet points or shorter sentences so that the audience will be able to read it quickly, and you can maybe speak out of from your memory or from just like improvising, just keep on speaking about it from your knowledge instead of just reading off the slide. But going on to the next thing, your body language. I didn't see too much body language from you. I saw you looking up a little bit, but not too much. And I did see you were kind of rocking back and forth when you were talking. And I would recommend that maybe try to interact with the audience a bit more, and that would be a lot more helpful for getting them engaged instead of just reading off the slides. And also eye contact, I would recommend you also look at each audience more often instead of just looking at, I believe it was your computer with the slides and then just looking up occasionally. I didn't see too much facial expressions as I'm online and I can't really see see people on the screen too clearly, but I believe you still had a really good tone, I'd say. Your manner was pretty well, and your posture was also not slouched or anything like that. And you had a clear tone, your voice was loud, and you weren't really nervous or anything. I didn't hear any nervousness in there. In organization, I'd say overall you had really good organization of your slides. So overall, I'd say it was a very good informational speech. We learned a lot about the history of Pagani. So good job. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Next for the second evaluator, Kate.
Hi, my name is Kate, and I'll be the second evaluator, and I'll be the evaluator for this speech. So I thought that your speech was very informative. I love that you introduced something that we probably hadn't really thought about before. I felt pretty called out by that, and yeah, good, which is a really good hook, and you had good eye contact, and I really liked your message. I liked how you addressed everyone, turned your head around and looked at everyone, as well as personalizing the speech to the members here, like how you mentioned our education vice president, our VP membership, our VP public relations, and talked about what they do for us. However, I thought that sometimes your voice was a little bit soft, that I kind of had to strain to hear you too. I thought that you had a nice volume, but maybe just try to make it so that everyone can hear. And most of the time you had correct tenses, but sometimes you said words incorrectly. Like, I noticed that sometimes when you said that others request him to do something, instead of request, it's requested. Not a lot of happening, but just something to keep as a note. And it felt like sometimes you didn't know what to do, and you had long pauses in the middle of sentences, which kind of broke immersion. But good job overall. One last comment. Use more open body language, but it kind of felt like you were doing this. I feel like just use more open body language. Or for organization, it was fine and actually really good, because I liked how you went from hook to information and then going to the present. So overall, good job. Thank you.
I'm back to finish my evaluation that I accidentally started early. Last thing on here, topics master. What was it again? You explained your role and timing perfectly, and the topics were selected, and it fit the meeting theme. And you called people who didn't really have roles in the beginning. Guests were allowed to participate, and you did track time so we would end on time. And you returned control back to the Toastmaster.
Which presentation of awards?
Give back to the president.
Okay. And I will go to Michael.
So roll the next one.
Can you do